Hello everybody, Cooper here, and welcome back to the final Ashes test here on Cricket 24 as part of the Steve Smith career mode. This series has gotten a lot of support as of late, and I am deeply thankful. We're here playing at Headingley. Renshaw's still batting 11 in a decision that I will never fully understand. But this is going to be hopefully a long episode because I plan on having the final test all as one video. So the video could be 20 minutes long, the video could be an hour long, depending on how long we bat for, depending on how crazy the match gets. The series is tied up at 2 apiece. England have chosen to bat first. Let's get out into the field. Okay, Hazelwood has the first over. He's running into Crawley, and it's a nice leave by Crawley. We're off to a good start. We come to the crease at a very interesting position in the match. It's 3 for 203. Marnus Labuschagne, the opening batsman, Marnus Labuschagne, has just been dismissed for 96. We will have a look at the scorecard shortly, but England are in a very dominant position at the moment. They scored nearly 600 in their first innings. We're behind by 382 runs. We're going to run that. Travis, we're going to try and come back for the second, and we do. Let's have a look at the scorecard. So as you can see, 3 centurions in England's first innings, with Harry Brook ending on 163, Ben Stokes 143, Lewis Deploy 107 in only his second test. Our bowlers just were not very good. They batted for almost 2 days. So we're in day 3, the morning of day 3. Actually, sorry, the early afternoon of day 3. At the 51 over mark, Joe Root also got a half century, I should mention. The second best batsman in this series behind us. It's going to be very interesting to see how this match plays out, because if it does end up being a draw, then obviously we retain the Ashes. But if it's a England win, obviously if either team wins, they get the Ashes. So we are probably still looking for a win here, which is crazy to say, conceding nearly 600 in the first innings. But we'll see how we go. Let's get to the crease. 3 for 206. 379 behind. Ben Stokes bowls a good short ball to begin. We've survived our first ball. Travis Head is going to be facing Stuart Broad. There's a nick through gully region, and it goes for 4. Sometimes when you're in situations like this, you do need a little bit of luck. We are hopeful that we get a little bit of luck in this first innings. There we go. We're off the mark. I don't necessarily think we've made the boundary. We haven't. We're going to get 2 for our efforts. There we go. It's a nice shot. Probably could have played that through the leg side, but we've played it off the back foot through the offside. And that'll be our first boundary of the innings. But this is the kind of start that we've been looking for all series long. We've sort of always come in at 3 for 60, 3 for 70. And we've nicked off in the first innings our worst score of the series so far. I was just talking about how our other batsmen have been so good, but it's us who failed at the crease in the first innings. As we depart for 6, it's a rip and catch by Gully. And we go for a runner ball 6, 4 for 216. Alex Carey comes to the crease. A lot of work needs to be done by these 2 South Australians if we are going to at all survive this test. We are in the afternoon of day 4, and the bowlers have done it. We're currently 3 for 50. We are going to be looking at the scorecard shortly. As you can see, we currently require 384. Travis Head did get a century a half century in the first innings. We'll go through these couple of deliveries, and then we'll have a look at the updated scorecard. So here is the remainder of our first innings. Carey didn't last much longer, but Stark, Cummins, and not Hazelwood, Lyon chipped in big time. We got us up to 392. Ben Stokes ended up with 5 wickets to his name. We then rolled England for 190 with Green getting amongst the wickets at the end there. Stark getting a few. Green actually ended up with 3 for 27. It was really helpful. But we're in a little bit of a situation at the moment. We're 3 for 50 with a further 333 runs required for victory. We've done it before in this series. We need to do it one more time. I really hope we can do it. It will be a famous victory for Australia if we can do it. Let's do it one more time. We get through our first ball fairly comfortably. There's plenty of time left in the match. Now I'm thinking they've got the short cover. They obviously don't have any spinners, which is going to play to our advantage. We're chasing 384, which is a lot of runs. We are not settled at the crease at all. That is nipped back a long way. I'm very thankful that they did not appeal, because that would have been close. We're off the mark. There we go, and it's going to be a boundary. With our favoured cover drive that we've played so well in this series so far. Travis Head, we're going to need his assistance in this innings. If we're going to be able to do it, we're going to let that go. It's a wider delivery. It's actually been called a wide. We'll take the runs. 13 off 20 for Travis Head. Healthy run rate so far. Hit that through extra cover this time. That'll be 4 more. Off to a hot start in this innings. It's again going to be runs. I don't think we've timed it well enough to go to the boundary. Scratch that. That will be 4. So we're off to a hot start thanks to the bowling of Mark Wood. It's been very wide and full. There are plenty of gaps on the offside for us to exploit. Such as that shot there. He's pitched it up. It's straight. We can work it through to the offside for 4. There we go. We'll take the single. Actually, we're going to come back for a second. We're going to steal one. Head puts the dive in. Probably didn't need to take the 2, but we did it anyway. Our first maximum probably of the innings. It will be the first maximum of the innings. Big shot from a big time player. They've blocked the gap at cover. There's a teeny tiny gap through extra cover if we can pierce it. We're not going to be able to. They've spread the field now after a little bit of a rough start with the ball. And we've pierced the gap nicely. Stokes just does not know where to bowl. Changing the field again. Stokes has been expensive so far. We'll get behind it for a dot ball. 3 for 90 after 18. Mark Wood comes down the pitch, tries to intimidate us, but we've smacked him back over his head for 6. How is the Englishman going to respond? We're 34 off 16 so far. Plenty of gaps on the offside. He pitches one up and we've driven it for 4. What a start by Steve Smith. The 100 is up for Australia and the 50 partnership as well. Run rate at 5.5. That should be 6 more. I was a bit concerned there, but it's gone for 6. 50 off 19 balls, 6 fours, 4 sixes in just 28 minutes of action. Mark Wood is going at over 10 runs and over. There's a very short boundary down there. And we'll get a dot ball to end the over. Kind of glad we didn't time that one as well. What a wagon wheel to begin. It's been... That 6 over point did not go that far. It only went 54 metres. So if you're telling me it's 54 metres to the car park, that is ridiculous. But yeah, everything through the offside so far. I dare say that will probably continue unless England change their bowling plan, but we got to keep going. Plenty of work still to do. Jimmy Anderson, England's most experienced bowler. We've driven it back past him just for a single on this occasion. Head is now out, I've just noticed. That should probably change the way we bat ever so slightly. Because we know Carey hasn't had a great series. Can he produce one magical innings to save his country from the brink of collapse? Not with shots like that, he can't. Carey survives. 2 balls to go in this Jimmy Anderson over. No. No, no, no. Jimmy Anderson bowling it significantly slower than Mark Wood. We're just having to wait for the ball to come to us a little bit more. But we still get the same result down the ground for 4. It's lofted down the ground. I don't think it'll be 6. It's just going to be the 4 on this occasion. There we go. That'll be 4 more. That is well timed through mid-on. It's going to fetch 4 more. Oh, my Lord. My heart was in my throat. I thought I'd smacked it straight down the throat of fine leg, but not to be. Chris Wokes into the attack, yet to bowl in this innings. Dot ball to begin. It's up in the air. It's safe. There's nobody back on the rope. It's got bounced away for 4. Yes, there's the extra cover, Ollie Pope. There's Mark Wood, who's the deep cover point. There's that gap just where the sight screen is. Not the sight screen, the big screen is. We could try and go through mid-off and extra cover, but that's a very small gap. But I feel comfortable hitting through there. And there's also the deep cover point and the backward point gap. That's high and long. It should be 6 big ones. Smith's into the 70s already. They changed the field. They freed up the gully position. There's nobody back there. Cover point had a lot to work to get back to the boundary, but he couldn't quite make it. It's 4 more. He's bowled it wide enough that I'm able to work it down there. It wasn't as short, and I didn't time it as nicely, so we'll get 2. That gets us to 80. We might hit through cover for the single. And we've copped 1 on the body for premeditating. Unfortunate. Carey is doing his job in surviving the other end. There's 6. Anderson, 2 full and 2 wide. He's done it again. Has not learned his lesson. I've not timed that as well, but it's a short boundary. And it's going to bounce away for 4. All of a sudden, we are into the 90s. They've now put a man at deep point. There's the gully in place in Harry Brook. There's the short cover. There's the extra cover. If we can get it over the top of there, we should be okay. There's 4 more. Good way to end the over. 25 overs in the books. We are on 94. And that brings the end of the session. That'll be tea on day 4. We still need, how many runs do we need? 216. 94 of 37. We are on track for our fastest test 100. After our disappointing innings in the first innings, we only got 6. But Carey is still with us, which is important. The tail wagged in the first innings. If Carey goes, we may need them to do it again. And of course, we have Matt Renshaw at 11, which, you know my thoughts on that. So it'll be very interesting to see where we go from here. Wokes has been expensive. Wood's been expensive. Broad's been the pick of the bowlers. But in saying that, I haven't faced Broad yet. So that's why his economy is a little bit on the low side. But yes, 216 behind. Or 216 to win, I should say. 4 down. Can we do Not the impossible, because run chases, anything is possible, but can we pull off something special? Let's find out. Ben Stokes is here. He's the man who got us in the first innings. He's not going to get us with that ball. Just too short and too wide. Just done it off the back foot for 4. They've changed the field for this delivery. If he pitches it up, I'm going through extra cover. That's exactly where I'm going to go. Test 100, number 37, I believe that is for Steve Smith. And it's his fastest. It's the fastest in history. 102 off 39. I am so happy with this comeback innings. Compared to the first innings, it was terrible. We've driven it straight to the fielder. Shows we can't pick the gaps all the time. We'll take the single here. We'll give Carey some strike, because he is, believe it or not, is a capable batsman. So we'll see what he can do. He survives the Stokes over. Now it's our turn to face Wokes. Lofted drive. Probably didn't need to loft it really in the end, but got it through the gap. That'll be 4 more. I don't know how I've played that. That was coming right for my head, and I've somehow worked it off the back foot through extra cover. We'll have to watch this on the replay. Actually, that's not a great replay. Let's watch it properly on the replay. That has come right off the top of the bat, I'm assuming, because there is no way I've done anything with that. So I'm trying not to pull it, because there's a lot of protection on the leg side. Because there's the deep square leg, there's the fine leg, there's a short leg in place. So I could always just pull it for a single. But if I can go on the back foot and slap it through extra cover, like that, I'm just going to keep doing it. There's no fielder out there. It's a perfectly easy shot for me to play. And Smithy's doing well. It's down the ground. It's a little aerial. I probably could have just driven it, but we've gone for the lofted drive instead, and that will bounce away for 4 more. We'll take the single here. They've blocked off my boundaries. So that'll get us to 120. And there's the wagon wheel. Only the 1 shot on the leg side. Not, actually, technically 2 if you count that on drive. But the majority of our work done on that, extra cover region. There's a little bit of stuff behind point, but we're doing very nicely so far. All in the space of 47 deliveries. Just over halfway in terms of the run chase. Still got a little... Oh, jeez. That was a bit too close to the fielder for my liking. We'll get 4 for it. Ooh, we got thunder with us. The storms are here. Hopefully it doesn't start raining in game, because that will really ruin the result, even though draw would technically favour us. There's another dot ball. Going to pull that to the leg side. He was bowling a bit too straight, and there's a big gap. We're just going to take the 1. I don't want to risk a run out. Thunder agrees with that shot. That'll be 4 more. They're giving us the single down the ground, even though I can probably go over the top. I have gone over the top. I thought that was going to be caught, but the fielder sort of pulled out of it halfway. They've given us the gaps again. I don't fully understand this field setting. I've not hit too many balls behind point, so I don't really understand why they've got 2 men back. And they're giving us the cover drive, which has been our strongest shot this entire series. There'll be a couple more. Actually, it's only going to be the 1. We'll give Carey the last ball to Wokes. Carey is proving to be very solid in this one so far. That is a... I've been dropped! Stokes has bowled an absolute thunderbolt. Gone 144 clicks. And Bairstow has put me down. Gee whiz. 132 deliveries, 32 kilometers per hour is the next one. Big moment in the context of this game. And now I've been hit on the head. Big stuff happening in this over. There's men back on the leg side. You might be able to pull it away if you go short. I'm just going to shut a window just in case it starts raining because this noise is ridiculous. Okay, so we had a slight issue in between balls. I ran out of storage on my computer and the recording cut off, so I hope I have not missed anything. We're currently 138 not out of 60 deliveries, batting very nicely. And we've played that nicely off the back foot. Ben Stokes has been smacked to the boundary for 4. I'm assuming that's the 50 partnership between myself and Carey, which I've contributed plenty, and Carey has contributed 8. Carey sees off Mark Wood. Still over 150 runs behind. It's up in the air. It's safe from the fielder. It's going to bounce away for 4. We probably could have driven that along the ground, much like a few other shots we've played today, but we want to try and maximize the amount of runs we can get per ball. But as you can see, we've got Jimmy Anderson at mid-off, Pope at cover, deploy at backward point, so there's lots of space. But yes, plenty of space on the offside. It's where we'll be looking to hit. Hit that a little bit early, but looks like I've timed it okay. And it's actually gone for 6. It's going to bring up the 150, 25 fours, 7 sixes, all in about 64 deliveries. Steve Smith is on a mission. And our mission is to reclaim the Ashes. There's 6 more of Stokesy. 235 is up, less than 150 to go. Can the Aussies dare to dream? Back-to-back 6s off Smith. Off Stokes. There's a nick. It's 4. It went right between fly slip and Bairstow. I think the fly slip is root. So that was a bit of a lucky shot, that one. And that one is in the stands. There's 6 more. 2, 4, 5 for 4. Smith is on 168. Last ball of the over. And it's a dot. Slightly anticlimactic. Carey's back on strike. And there is the wagon wheel. Very good looking wagon wheel. Nothing really on the leg side. That might change in the back half of this innings depending on what England's approach is with the ball. But they've continually allowed us to hit over the offside. And we have taken advantage of it purely. The man with the magical headband that gives him special powers. Stuart Broad comes and goes. Hopefully straight back over his head. Not quite, but we'll take the 4. I was hopeful. Some good short pitch bowling from Stuart Broad so far. There's 3 men back on the leg side. That might be where we need to go. But he's pitched it up. No run. Tension is starting to build off this Stuart Broad over. 3 dots in a row. He's bowling very well. Make that 4 dots in a row. It's 4. 250's up for the Aussies. Stuart Broad, his first over to me was good. That is not a good delivery. That's going to be pitched up. It's on a platter for us. The 180 is up for us now. We edge closer and closer to a 4th double hundred of the series. That'll be 4 more. Sent in the exact same direction as that other ball. Back-to-back boundaries. There's no one back there. Sort of waited on that shorter delivery. And it was pounced on. 100 partnership is up. I still don't think Carey has contributed that many. He's contributed a further 2 runs to the partnership. We're going to have a look at that in a minute at the end of the over. We've just stepped across to the leg side and we've flicked it to the boundary for 6. This is an incredible shot. What a shot that is. Suddenly we're within touching distance of that 200. Just short of the fielder. Let's have a look at that partnership. So, correction, it's the 150 run partnership, not the 100 partnership. 156 off 105. I've contributed 144. Carey just the 10. A couple of extras thrown in there for good measure. The partnership before, Travis Head contributed 11 in a good 64 run partnership. And the other partnerships we have not been involved in. So, good start. Good start for this partnership. 156. I think we had about a 200 run partnership with... I'm trying to think of who it was. What was in the previous test? Might have been with Green? I don't remember. A couple of tests ago, we had a 200 run partnership. That was really good. Might have been Cummins, actually. I don't remember, but we've got about 100 runs to go. Got to stay focused. Jimmy Anderson does bowl a little bit slower than his contemporaries. There's a wide to begin his over. We just waited on that one. Jimmy Anderson does bowl a little bit slower than his teammates. We'll grab the 2. Suddenly we're only 4 runs away from the double 100. Down the ground is an option. We've got obviously cover and extra cover. He goes short. It's good bowling. It's not good bowling. It's a wide. 196 off 80. It's pitched up. It's straight. I don't think it's going to be 4. We're going to get 2. I thought about a third, but no, we'll stick with the 2 for now. That's in the gap. That'll be it. That will be the double 100. It's gone for 4. 200 is up. Just the 82 deliveries, 32 4s, 10 6s by Steve Smith. His 4th double 100 of the series. It doesn't sound real, but it is truly reality. There's 4 more to go. With that last boundary, we are less than 100 away from victory, with 6 wickets remaining. And there's 4 more to the cause. Anderson now going around the wicket, a strategy he has used in this series so far. It'll be another wide. It's been pulled away. Our first real shot on the leg side, it's 4. Jimmy Anderson has gone around the wicket to us before, but that was probably a little bit too straight and not quite short enough. We were able to get it into that nice gap for 4. It's where we're going to be targeting. Oh, that could have been a catch. Who's that? Crawley under the lid. It's hit him square in the chest, to be fair, so... But we've got to be careful. We get the full toss. We're going to push for 2. We get there. That's in the gap. It should be just 1. We'll give Carey the strike now. We get the 300 up for Australia. 4 for 300 in just over 40 overs. And see what Anderson dishes up to Carey. Carey does a good job. He's 10 off 59 now. With this spread field, I'm quite happy to get there in singles. We'll give the strike back to Carey. Jimmy Anderson's come back over the wicket now. He's gone short again. It's another wide. He's bowled short the last couple of deliveries. He pitched one up and it's gone for 6. And that'll be 6 more. We're only just over 70 away from the triple century. We'd need to score every run possible for us to get there. I don't know if we will get there, but if we were to strike hog, the triple century is in the realm of possibility. That is up in the air, and it's 6 more. 200 partnership is up. 4 sixes in a row. What an over so far. He's pitched it up. I don't think we've timed it. I'm just going to run the 1 just in case. We'll just take the 1. Steve Smith to Stuart Broad. That is a very short delivery, and it's going to be 4. Only 3 runs away from the 250 and our highest test score, and only 52 away from victory. What a way to bring up the 250. That's a massive 6. 36 4s, 15 6s, 253 off 99. 6 more. We're just hitting 6s for fun now. 40 runs away. What a shot that is. We are just... Oh my lord. Stuart Broad has been hit for 3 6s in a row. Anderson 5 in a row off the last over. England are capitulating in front of our eyes. And we've chipped it straight to mid-off. With 6 wickets, well 5 wickets now remaining. With 34 runs to go. We've hit 1 shot too many, and Stokes has taken the catch. I'm hopeful that our final little tail can wag and get the necessary runs. They do. We have successfully won the Ashes, reclaimed the Ashes, retained the Ashes, as we win by 5 wickets. And Ben Stokes gets player of the match. Jeez. That's rough. How did we not get it? Anyway, where's the team celebration? That's what I want to know. There it is. Where are we? Oh, we're on the right-hand side there. Done very well. We're not holding up the Ashes. We've got this random shield. But we're very happy to have won the Ashes. Ben Stokes gets 100. He got a 5 and he got smashed for 1 for 76 in the 4th innings. We got 265. I feel a bit hard done by not to get player of the match. We definitely got player of the series. That's no doubt. But we'll continue forward and see what else is in store. What is in store for next time? 98 overall we are. Probably some limited overs matches, I would say, is probably next. The Ashes is now complete. We've got some one-day internationals against England. How many do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, and then we've got some 2020s, and then we've got the 100. So we're going to be staying in England for a little while. This is going to be good. Can we check the standings? So this is the standings for the stats of the Ashes so far. 1,351 runs at an average of 150 for Steve Smith in that series. What a phenomenal just run of form we've been on. Joe Root does very well, 714 runs in that series. Ben Stokes, 571 runs. Steve Smith with a player rating of 2,620. We hit the most 6s with 76. Pat Cummins took the most wickets. What's our career stats look like? Let's have a little look-see. So we're currently averaging 63.52 at test level, and yes, 38 test hundreds now for our good selves. 50s, we've got 40 of them, 128 test 6s, plenty of 4s. We've got some one-dayers now, and our one-day form this season has been crap. So it'll be very interesting to see how that plays out. But yes, we have successfully... What a crazy series this was. What happens after the 100? I want to know what happens after the 100. Oh, we haven't come up to anything that's not true. We've got the CPL, and then we've got the One Day World Cup. which will be interesting. And then we've got some Shield cricket, which will be good. And then we've got New Zealand at home in some test matches. We do 5 tests at home against New Zealand. And then we've got some one-dayers and some more Shield stuff. And then 3 tests against South Africa. And then we've got some matches against India. How many matches? 3 matches against India. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like and subscribe. We are doing very well at the moment on the channel. I would like to continue that. So if you could please support me in any way you can, that would be deeply appreciated. So until next time, guys, I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you guys then. Bye.